Good morning, gang. Joyce Welsh with Skipping Calves Farms. We're going to try something for the first time here today. I'm really pretty excited to see what happens. I've learned some important lessons over the last few days and plan to try and put together a separate video regarding that. It's something that I think is helpful for anybody that's just kind of getting started. Especially when it kind of comes to the eyes of somebody who's a scientist. So kind of connecting the dots is what I did for a living for a very long time. So anyway, I'm up towards the top of my property. I'm standing actually next to the grape arbor. There are, whoops, my apologies, gang. There is the sheepfold where it's currently that tree line in the back behind the garden is the creek. We've gotten so much rain in the last couple of days that it has now got water running in it. And I think that kind of bothered the sheep. All of a sudden there's noise back there and there wasn't before. And so I've set up an alley from the sheepfold. I will be actually opening a different door so I could set it up. And then they'll be coming up here and then coming up this alley where I'm standing now. And I'm going to pan across here. I'm going to zoom back out. Let me get back down. There we go. So they'll be coming up and around the end of that other fence into the alley here. You may see right there in the middle of the picture, I've got a pigtail and a reel. And I've got a second pigtail and a reel here. As I work up the alley, I'm going to run those pigtails with the yellow poly braid just across the two lines to the other pigtail to keep them from heading back down the alley, especially since there's a big batch of plantain, which is one of their favorite forages. Right here is a nice plantain bush. They'll eat that bush almost to the ground and they'll eat all those seed heads off of it. But it's growing back really well with all the rain that we've had. So, and then at the end of the alley, I've got an opened up area. So I'll cut off the alley with the other lines and then give them this area while I set up the sheepfold just in that square area behind just the other side of that apple tree. So I should be able to basically let them out of this area, open up one of the side gates in the sheepfold and put them directly into the sheepfold. And then as my grazing plan has got in mind, since we have gotten a bit of rain, we need to speed up our grazing. And right here along this fence row, well, I took out a bunch of trees. So there's a bunch of still vegetative brush and such. So I'm going to have probably a longer, narrower paddock there to get a little bit more hoof action and to get up along that fence line, which is had a little bit more time to recover after the chickens. And so that's what we got planned as a game plan for today. And here we come back to the grape arbor, which is doing pretty nicely. We've got, well, you don't see too many blackberries ripe right now because I just ate breakfast. But we've got the other two later blooming berries coming on. And Wanted to show you something else here, gang. We've got some seedless Concord grapes getting ready to rock and roll. It's middle of the morning during the work week. It's kind of not quite foggy, but probably 100% humidity with all the rain that we've had. But it's nice and cool. And it's just a beautiful day to be outside. And, you know, looking at stuff like that, it doesn't get much better than that. So with that, gang, I'll wish you blessings for the day and keep chasing the dream.